It's a very low barrier to get into the Gronk Squad.
That's crazy.
We've committed to do the Daily Talk Show for 10 years.
Hi guys.
Hi guys.
Put it in the calendar.
That one in.
I just like to check the temperature in the room.
I told you my squeegee story.
It is outrageous.
Come on, let's go. It's the Daily Talk Show, episode 1008.
What is happening?
Tommy
What's going
Jackett,
on?
You're sounding better.
Thanks. Jess, where's your clap?
Oh, sorry. I figured I was on the show for a second.
Yeah. Jess is behind the mixer.
Producer Jess.
Yes.
She told me yesterday that she got the show out.
Mm-hmm.
She's very proud of it.
It is
Very
really good.
proud of it.
Yeah. There's a lot of steps you work out.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of steps. It's interesting sort of relaying back to someone what they need to know and what they don't need to know.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow Jess has walked away knowing that a C drive does something else than a D drive on a PC.
Yeah. The C drive, typically you put the program files.
Does that mean Macs are smarter because they don't bore you with those sort of double details? You know, like a Mac, you're just running. Macs are the loosest units on earth. They're just like, we take anybody.
It's a toy. Well, I feel like back in the day it was very much like that. Like it felt like a toy product.
Yeah. Well, they do the colourful ones, which is nice.
Yeah.
I mean, my uncle used to run a Mac with Windows.
Yes, using parallel.
It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a big thing. It was when, so in 2006, Apple went through a transition where they were on something called Power PC and they went to Intel. The reason why this is interesting is because now they're going from Intel to their own ARM chips, which are Apple Silicon.
Is that because they have just learned how to do it after using other people's?
Well, so they
iterate.
Yeah, basically they've taken everything that they've learnt from the internals of an iPad.
Yes.
And they've brought them to the laptops. So there's very little difference between the iPad and the internals of the laptop in a lot of ways.
Toni Lodge, our very own Toni Lodge, super TikTok famous. Have you talked about this yet?
No.
No, we didn't mention it.
So she did a TikTok because Toni had been telling me about TikTok when we were doing One Trick Tony. She was saying, we've got to do TikTok. Like TikTok is where it's at. Jason PJ, they've gone viral.
Well, if your goal
on
is fame, which Tony's goal is
it's
fame.
in the description.
Mate.
Yeah.
You may as well be on TikTok.
And so
because you can get TikTok famous quite quickly. What does it all mean? Who knows? Does it give you any actual clout or any actual cash? Probably not. But it's still nice to see the numbers just...
It feels like it's the same.
Can you whistle, Jess? If I just go...
That's good. Interesting. I'm a sucker rather than a blower.
So I am too.
Which actually works better for the mic because you don't hear the air. Versus what
your
Jess was,
lips, dude. Whistling
Jess.
looks silly.
Actually,
don't you reckon?
Yeah, I was going to actually it does. I was going to tell you I need to get a Zavirax or whatever it's called because I can feel the cold sore coming on.
Yeah, get on that. So Toni Lodge telling you to get on TikTok. She's been on TikTok for a while.
Yeah.
Proud of her. Gone famous. I mean, Jess, you sent that through to us. The reason I bring it up is because the
iPhone versus Android.
PC, Mac.
Yeah.
The stupidity in the thing she's talking about, I've thought so many times, and how she thinks that the Android phone and their squiggly little text, it almost looks like Comic Sans at this point. Yeah. And she's pointing out how silly it looks.
I think I think people have to set that as their default, maybe.
Yeah.
There's like 2 or 3 defaults.
The dummy setting.
Yeah.
It makes the phone look stupid. Like it makes you feel like it's a smartphone, but it's actually a dumb phone.
Yeah.
You've got a dumb phone.
Like I remember using Comic Sans.
Mate, it was one of the best fonts.
Yeah.
Like it's people come out and criticize Comic Sans. I'll make a joke of it. I'll put my hand up. It was a great font.
Yeah.
It was like a cool font. Like cool kids. It was definitely for the cool kids, or if you wanted to be cool.
Yeah.
Because it looked kind of like graffiti, not to the extent of like real curly, but just like, I'm a fucking cool kid.
Yeah. The blood dripping font was like my favorite. It sort of looked like the Goosebumps.
That was cool. That was cool.
I would just put it on like if I was doing an assignment.
Yeah.
The title would be that.
I like the coloured, it almost looked like Roman writing vibe. Kind of like it almost
like
looks 3D.
Talking about like the clip art stuff?
Yeah, the clip art fonts.
It's not called clip art. What was it called? Clip art was the doing That was Envato Elements before Envato Elements,
Really?
you know? Like if
Yeah,
you think
yeah,
about it, it's
yeah,
just
yeah.
like
Clip
you had
art.
all
Oh,
of
yeah, yeah.
these illustrations that you could use royalty free. But what was the text called, Jess? Do you remember? Clip font?
No idea.
Art.
I'm
I thought it was clip art. Maybe it was clip art. Either way, it's a time of the past. It was, I've actually got a book that I wrote, first and last, a book that I wrote about a pirate. About a captain of a ship. I was so progressive. It was a woman.
Uh-huh.
Like you'd think some little kid from the 90s is writing about men and strong men.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying you spearheaded feminism in the 90s?
I did. I was like, we need more female captains.
Yeah.
And it was this woman who captained a ship anyway. But
what
top
happened
of the
to
book,
the ship?
No, it was fine. They went, they bought fire, they pulled into a dock, they got fireworks.
Mm-hmm.
I could bring it and read it on the show.
I would love that.
It'd be
I would absolutely love that. I mean, if I had said the exact same sentence and I said I could bring it in, I feel like the reaction would have been different, but I'm actually very excited to, because it's very
if you do less of these things, people appreciate them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like you dancing or whatever, or singing a song. You don't really sing.
I can't sing, dude.
Yeah.
It is one of the things. The thing is you're average singing. I'm below average, where your average is like, you're actually not bad.
Talking up.
Not bad.
I will just happily sing. There's just no ego. I'm just happy to
No,
sing.
it's all ego.
Put the reverb on. No.
It's all ego when I tell you, Josh, you could sing this. Can you sing that? And you're like, please.
No.
Okay.
just belting it out. No, but singing in cars, there is something really nice when Dia Valor and Nat, when we went to did the Great Ocean Road stuff, just absolutely singing our hearts out. There was something really like you really connect over a good song, don't you think?
Who chose the song?
I would choose them all. But
exactly. That's it.
No, but I feel like I was sort of reading the car. What do people like? And then,
but it's
based
all
on
your
the reaction,
music. I
know the lyrics. Yes, which is always. I guess when you pick it's funny when you pick your own songs.
Yeah,
there is that feeling around like. I hope people don't think that I know every lyric. Like when we had the meat fest at my place, and we were there was a little karaoke session later on in the evening, and I was putting some classic like "I'm Living in the 70s" Skyhawks. Yeah, I'm living in the 70s, really good stuff. But it's obscure.
The TV you were playing it on had the lyrics showing up.
Oh,
with
that's
it.
true. Yeah,
it's actually perfect.
But
TV.
it's also what I love doing in that situation. It's even better having the lyrics up and then just getting into whoever you're duetting with in their face, just looking into their eyes, not looking at the screen at all. And they're like, this fucking guy knows all the words because they're reading him. And they're like, oh my God, he is spot on. And I'm just fucking eyeballing, going, yeah. I'll sing till the end.
It's for someone who can't sing, Jess, you sing a lot, which I really appreciate. And I've been told that I can't sing before, or it's got back to me, and it's like
from who?
Amy's sister.
I think you're saying Matt Tilley.
Matt Tilley. No. He wouldn't think I could sing though. Negative guy. No. But there's something about being told you can't sing when you never thought you could is like a weird projection from somebody, because I'm like, dude,
I wasn't trying.
I was not trying.
Yeah.
So when I say you can't sing, don't take it.
I know I can't sing.
But I really like your attitude.
Thank you.
To singing in the office.
Did you listen to any of the episodes when you were away?
Oh yeah, I spent my sick days watching the show. Absolutely not.
No. We spoke about singing a bit, and I think we did some singing. George did some singing, yeah. It's funny how things happen. I mean, Jess was talking.
George is not too bad.
Yeah, he's not bad.
Like you and George could start a shit cover band.
Yes.
And you'd be at a pub, you'd be like, these guys are not bad. They're giving a good crack.
Yeah.
Whereas Jess and I would be like, where are these people from? Where did they escape from?
I, as a kid, I had a keyboard, couldn't play it, but would just knew all the programmed songs, like the music in it.
Oh yeah.
And you would just like press the button, like it's almost sort of feeling like you're a musician when you're not really doing anything.
Were those to play along? So you'd play a song from the keyboard, and it would put the backing track, and then you would play to
like
it,
a beat. So you'd have like a beat, but I would just turn the beat on and start rapping. But the keyboard that I really wanted was the one that would light up when you needed to press the keys.
It's like Guitar Hero, but a keyboard.
But it will teach you. Yeah, so think about that. But by the end of it, you're actually playing the song.
And so you've just remembered, it's like a memory thing.
It's not even memory. It's like looking down and being like, when that key lights up, press it.
Yeah.
Do you remember at Maya in the city, maybe it was Dandenong Plaza actually. Similar. It felt like going to Dandy Plaza was like going to the CBD for me when I was a kid. Do you remember the big, I don't know if I've made this up based on watching movies, life-size Monopoly?
Life-size Monopoly
on the ground.
I thought you were going to say life-size keyboard.
No,
you know where your feet are the
those
bing,
as well.
bing, bing. But I can't remember if that's from
a movie,
a film or I
just remember. I feel like I remember a big Monopoly board on the ground and just sort of.
Yeah, where was that? I feel like I've seen that as well.
Yeah.
Was that up in Surfers Paradise?
Maybe it was just all regional towns got one Monopoly board.
Yeah, I feel like I remember it being at Pacific Fair.
You know a lot about Queensland. You actually do. Don't you think that's quite...
I heard someone mention Pacific Fair. Oh, it was on the radio. Pacific Fair. Interesting. Anyway.
Did you go to Queensland as a kid?
I went to the Gold Coast. Yeah, I did all of that. We drove halfway to Movie World and realised we didn't have the tickets. Had to go drive back. Are you kidding? No, sorry. Should have prefaced. We were in the Gold Coast. Drove halfway.
Okay. I thought you drove halfway from Melbourne.
Drove 20 minutes and they were like, fuck, we get a 10 rand, get the tickets.
If Tommy's coughing, it's because he took a massive...
hit of a bong.
Yeah. After
that is a real... That's what you do.
That's how it sounds. It's not good, is it? He's actually... You sound heaps better.
No, I'm heaps better. I had some cough medicine before bed last night and slept all night.
What time did you go to bed?
Last night was a bit later, 8:45.
That's
the
still
night before
legit.
7:30. The night before 7:30.
Oh, that's nice. You must be feeling fresh.
Better than I have. I still went to bed at 7:30 the night before and woke up at 6:30. Felt like dog shit.
Yeah,
but we're all good now.
There is something really nice. When I was trying to work out this morning, I played golf. Fucking loved it. Like I am on cloud nine.
Yeah.
Just everyone was in a good mood. I was hitting the ball pretty well. It was just what's that? What's funny, Jess?
Nothing. I'm just loving your positivity.
Yeah, no, I'm feeling so good. And what else happened? The guy at the pro shop was lovely.
Yeah.
And you got new...
I got new golf shoes too.
Oh, yeah.
And the
which they're secret. They're secret golf shoes.
Yeah, they're not they're more sort of a active wear. The brand is FitJoy.
You got new shoes that can be used on a golf course.
Yeah. But they're golf branded shoes.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. What brand?
FitJoy, FJ. So they're sort of the big, my glove. I know it seems like I've got all my golf stuff here, which I do. But
you don't have everything, mate, because I got your golf ball.
Oh, hang on. Where did that go? Yeah. Yeah, Tightless.
It rolled across to me. When we played golf the other week, a little rat, I mean, it was a life-size one. He was probably about 19 years old.
Oh, yeah.
Picked up George's ball and pocketed it.
Yeah.
And was like, because we drove over in our carts to look at the balls that we thought was George's. He's like, no, that's not mine. And then this guy walked past and he's like, yelled out to his friend. He's like, oi, did you? And he comes back. He's like, oh, mate, sorry, I picked it up. I was like, I said to him, dude, we're on a golf course. It's not like you're on the street and you saw someone's golf ball and like, this is out of place. I will pick that up. Yeah. People do still pick up golf balls on a golf course thinking, I'm taking that.
Well, you definitely, if you're looking for your own ball and there's no one else, like say if you're on a par 3 short hole and you hit it over the green and there's sort of like a bunch of area and you find other balls, they can be yours because there's no one else.
You could even just say, if you're at the golf course playing golf, don't take another ball.
To be honest, I just... as a kid, I would do it because you're counting up how much money you're saving.
Yeah, but that kid who's 19 is being a kid taking golf balls. As someone that is aged another maybe 10 years than that kid, I realise that they're probably other people's, and if they're not yours, you don't need to take them because you've got your own.
Well, I've become so sort of pedantic with my golf ball. I would never hit someone. Like I wouldn't even use another ball. Like I've got my brand. I like my specific ball.
Yeah.
Even if my ball gets a bit too scuffed up, I'll put a new ball down.
Is that allowed? That shouldn't be allowed.
Not during the hole, like at the end of a hole. So it's like,
okay, as you tee off for another.
Yeah.
Is that the rule?
You
Is
can
that a
do
rule?
that, yeah.
Yeah.
I
guess you can wash your ball.
Yeah.
Do you wash your balls?
Good question. This has become a Manscaped integration.
Again,
we're getting
so many mentions.
Yeah. I was saying to Jess, shit payers, Manscaped.
Horrible.
They took ages. But they
And
were dealing
also-
with a lot of podcasts, so I guess.
Logan Paul's podcast, they ran an ad on exactly the same.
What do you mean?
Logan Paul said exactly what we said.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
No.
What do you mean?
That is
As
so
in,
word for
as in
word,
they just hand
verbatim.
out a script.
Oh, no. I thought you meant he said that they were slow to pay.
He was probably getting 50K.
Yeah. Anyway.
And so he's okay to wait a month.
yeah. But the, on the washing of the balls thing, one of the things, like, saving a bit of cash rather than buying the Titleist, because they've got new Titleist, what are they called? Towels. They're about, I think, GB checked, they're like $40 for a little towel.
Mm.
And so I've just been using some nice microfibers, but I actually keep it in my back pocket during the game because it's so moist out there. I'm constantly cleaning my
Balls.
Yeah, the balls, but also the head of the club. But what I want to do next, and then we'll finish with the golf chat, the markers that you put on the ground when you're putting, what you're allowed to do is when you're on the green, you're allowed to put the marker down, pick up the ball, clean it, and put it back down how you want.
Sure.
And I haven't done that
markers
at all. I haven't
That's
done
fine.
that. And so that's something I want to get into.
Last night I was watching Dave Ramsey. Jess, do you know who Dave Ramsey is?
Absolutely no idea.
Dave Ramsey, what would you say is the barefoot of the United States?
He's
Of a vibe.
Yeah. He's barefoot if barefoot was 20 years older
Yeah.
and
Christian.
highly Christian. Yeah.
He is Christian?
Yeah. So his whole thing is, it's like, if you go through some of the criticism,
Tithe to the big man, Dave Ramsey.
Yeah. So
Give
some of
you
the
10% to
criticism
big
is,
boy.
it's like, you can't really get by until you're
Give
able
Dave
to.
Ramsey
Yeah.
some cash.
Yeah. You're giving your money to
I'm
your
sure
church.
he's killing it.
Yeah.
Jess, he's interesting. You should sort of watch some of his clips. Highly knowledgeable financial man, and has a great setup where people call through and he just brings them through on the switchboard.
Yeah.
You would love all that
Yeah.
shit. Like
He
he's
does
got
this-
a desk built up with what is he doing? Just pressing a button that lets the call come into his ear.
He's also muting the call. So
okay.
you'll see that when he's done with talking to them, like when he's ready to have a rant, just mutes them and keeps talking so they can't say anything. But the other thing, he does this thing with his hands where he gets really obsessed with making sure that they match. And he's talking about, okay, so you don't have a 401k. And you've just spent $30,000 on a car. And what are their repayments?
Yeah, he loves asking questions.
Yeah.
If there's a passive aggressive guy, it's Dave Ramsey.
Yeah.
He's the meaning of passive aggressive
Yeah.
because you'll make. So you say you've spent 10 grand on a credit card at Carbo with your mates, and then he's like, "So hang on, let me get this straight. You flew to Mexico, and you spent 10 grand on a credit card. Okay.
Yeah. He said, sir, you need a rice and beans diet. You need rice and beans.
Yeah.
You need to man up. You need to be you need to be the man that your family wants you to be.
Yeah.
And that's what
but I've realized that there's a lot of, it's almost like, what's the word? Like, people like watching disasters to feel better about their situation. And last night I did that.
Really?
The title was $800,000 in debt. No, it was like almost $1 million in debt. And I listened to it. Oh my God.
Was it the dentist or the
It was a girl
Okay.
and her husband. They were young.
Yeah.
She has between them $800,000 of debt, $300,000, $340,000 in student loans between the two of them, and then they have $150,000 of credit cards.
It's a lot.
They have
A lot of points.
that personal debt, and then they have a mortgage.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot.
Crazy. And he's just ripping into them. So here's your life's about to change.
Yeah. I'm going to sign you up for our 6-week course. Yeah. That's on me. That's You get that today.
Yeah, such a nice gesture.
Yeah, just selling.
But he's just ripping into them like your life's about to change. Mm-hmm. You are living a 10x lifestyle. Yeah. And they were both on $110,000 each. Yeah. So they're on a $220,000 salary combined, and they have $800,000 of debt. Mm-hmm. Someone on there was like, I've got a $500 credit card and I feel like it chases me everywhere I go.
Yeah.
One guy was like, I'm a firefighter with $2,000 of debt, and I thought I was bad.
But this is where the internet stuff's interesting, because it is a who the fuck is commenting that, for one? So who is like, it's this weird, it's probably but just a little bit like, it's the people who it's like are wanting to, for one, watch the people struggle more than they are, so they can feel good. But then it's all like, this is like the crypto stuff. If you go into any YouTube channel, everyone's bought every fucking coin.
XRP, make sure you get it. It's going to skyrocket.
But not even that. It was like, I bought this when it was at 0.001 or whatever.
But I think people are, the YouTube comment section is, there's a culture to it that is try and be funny.
Here's a question though. If you were super well off, would you be commenting about yourself on
it's
YouTube?
why I don't comment.
This is I'm
so well off.
But even like even not having that much really to flex. Yeah. We're not commenting shit on the people who are commenting like on YouTube that are specifically trying to project how good they're doing. It's a weird one.
It is bizarre.
Who's it for? What's it for?
They don't know. But the content's interesting. Dave's content is interesting. If you want to check out a finance man, Dave Ramsey.
Yeah.
He's got Amy picked his Christian.
Yeah.
Because he said something God.
Yeah.
He uses phrases that go over my head. I just hear God or whatever. But Amy's like, he's a Christian guy for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. It's super like big in like the evangelical space and all that sort of thing.
But like it is one of those things where it does put your own financial situation into perspective just from hearing these things.
Yeah.
Which is why that content is valuable at times.
It is. I just enjoy the format, like the tech. He's got like a headset that he wears, but they've got some nice compression on it, so it sounds quite good. Did you notice that?
I didn't notice. I noticed his headset and he looks like he's flying a plane.
But there's an
allows
element
him to sort of really get like up in.
But to be honest, like not the finance stuff. That's not like the finance stuff's not fun for me. But I could imagine from a podcast, like thinking about the future, that idea of just like that's the life in regards to just sort of being comfy in a bit of a cockpit and just taking calls. Maybe just I should be in AM
with Ben Fordham.
Yeah.
Ben Fordham is great at what he does.
He's so good. Very charismatic. Always like just very sort of now you won't believe what's happening at the moment at Surrey Hills. That type of thing.
What happened in Surrey Hills?
Nothing.
I was fucking bored into that.
Yeah. But he
did you want to know what happened at Surrey Hills?
Yeah.
Tell us the story, Josh.
Simone from Surrey Hills is on the line. Simone, big issue. No.
We bought a capsule for the car off a woman from Surrey Hills last night.
Oh, yeah. From the Melbourne, Victorian Surrey Hills.
Victoria, Surrey Hills. Mm-hmm. Sydney, did you say, fuck, what is with people who get COVID positive and what they've been up to before they get done?
Oh, with the, yeah.
Did you see that guy?
I haven't seen where.
Everywhere.
I haven't seen where he, because I said to the guys yesterday, I said, I wouldn't be surprised if Sydney goes into lockdown.
No, 100%.
Think about I
wouldn't be surprised. Let me just read you the list of venues this guy went to. Uh-huh. Started in Bondi Junction. He went to a screening of The Courier at the Event Cinemas. Uh-huh. Not sure what that film is. Wouldn't mind to watch the trailer. He went to Rushcutters Bay. So this is still in the eastern suburbs of Sydney. He went to Figo Restaurant, and then he went over to Silverwater, Joe's Barbecues and Heating. He's looking for a barbecue at this point. Yeah. He then goes to another shop in Silverwater called Tucker Barbecues. Obviously, Joe's didn't have what he wanted. And then he goes over to Annandale.
Do we know this guy's name?
No, but let's call him Bob. Barbecue Bob. Annandale goes to Barbecues Galore. They didn't have what he wanted. He ended up going to Casula Barbecues Galore, and then heads over to Mascot. He went to BP in Mascot. I reckon he's got his barbecue.
LPG.
He's getting his gas.
Yeah.
He then went back to Bondi Junction and went to the meat store.
Did he really go to That is so funny.
And then he went home and probably had his barbecue and fucking got into bed and woke up with a fever.
That's so annoying, isn't it?
And he's COVID positive. Dude.
Yeah, it's not ideal.
Oh,
I feel like Bree would read that and say, why can't you be more like Bob? He does stuff. I'm not fucking, like Bob is, that's too many things, even for a weekend.
Bob had no foresight. Like he could have called and said, what barbecue place has my barbecue I want? But there is something about the old school nature to Bob where I used to do it. I used to go around, like back in the day when it was less online, you could,
I remember, JB Hi-Fi, I remember this specific conversation where they said to me, I said, I want to buy a TV, push them on price really hard. I would have been 14, pushed them on price. They said, okay, we can do this price, but this is ridiculous, right? I said, can I get that just printed out, please? And they said, no, if you print it out, you're just going to go and price match somewhere else. I said, no, I need to print it out so I can show my parents. And then just walked out of there and went straight to Harvey Norman with the fucking price match.
Grabbed Mr. Harvey's nuts and fucking give me my telly.
They didn't make shit off me. But I can't, like, this is where, when I was a kid, everything, if I went to, let's say, the pro shop, I would have asked, like, my go-to when I was a kid was, what can you do for me?
Yeah, yeah.
What's the best price you've got? And then I'd say, they said 220. I'd say, I've got 190. And they'd say 200. I'll take it.
Yeah, it's bargaining. But
would you, Jess? I could imagine you doing that as a kid.
And God, no, not in a store.
You've never asked for a discount in a store, Jessica?
I think I have for possibly JB. I did that for my UE boom. I asked them to price match Myers.
Yeah.
But no, not like that.
Yeah, no, I've definitely.
Well, it is their policy. We will price match if it's not an online retailer. Like I've saved so much at JB. But Officeworks beat it by 10%, so they price match and then 10%.
Which they say it's actually it's not good for the industry. It's not good for competition. So
why offer it?
So this is the interesting thing. You would think Officeworks doing we'll beat it by 5% or whatever as a good thing for competition, right?
Good thing for competition, meaning
because they're being competitive, right? But the
the competition thing, people don't give a fuck. They leave their prices up.
But the thing is, it sucks. It actually sucks competition out because what they're saying is it's like they'll have the normal prices or whatever, and then by saying don't go to anyone else, we'll beat it by 5%. It's actually a way of killing off a bunch of the small guys.
Yeah, but you end up always spending cash at it's like.
So what I was going to say is there's something funny about that mentality versus like as a kid, I remember like haggling on price at the pro shop. If there was like a bag, I'd be like, oh, can you chuck in some balls or stuff like that type of thing. Like the golf shoe experience was very different, very fun. Like there was almost something where you're not bringing that in. I remember as a kid, they knew that it was like I was fucking on ice or something. I fucking come in, I'm a bit fucking like sweating and I've got a bit of a, energy to me that's like, I wasn't pleasant to be around. Like as soon as they said it, I'd be like, how much is that? And they'll be like $230. I go, oh, fucking dad's not going to like that.
You're preempting it. Yeah, there is an energy to preempting that you're going to ask for it.
It's like, but the other thing too, and then there's obviously, this is pre-smartphones. Like you'd call up places, but like smartphones now, obviously you just look at online prices, and show them.
Yeah, I mean, there's an energy to going out for dinner and worrying about how much you're going to spend. Mm-hmm. That's ruined me a bunch of times, which it also gets you when you just give up because you know you're going to spend so much money.
Oh, well, that was
got me. I'm good. I'm good, guys.
Doesn't sound good.
I'm good.
In your chest? Have you gone to the doctor?
Nah, what are they going to do for
You
me?
might have an infection.
No, I
Yeah.
don't. It's a dry cough. I don't have a. Definitely not.
Okay, thanks, Doc.
Dry cough. Usually it starts rattling.
I feel like if,
But I have been
if you
more
were my
sick
kid,
than I've
I
ever
would
in a long time.
punch your back of you. Like I would get you to cough, and I'd be. Mum used to do that. I don't know. You've,
She was telling you she was.
yeah.
You
She'd
didn't
get me
have
to
a cold,
so
Josh.
she would get me to sort of like hunch over a chair or whatever. I'll cough, and she'd fucking hit me with her fist. Did your mum ever do that?
No.
To get the fucking thing out?
No. What
No?
are we getting out? The
Like
phlegm?
what did you eat?
Yeah. It's like, well, this is the whole thing. I think we've been through this. When I was a kid, when I was sick, there was two things that I wanted. If I was phlegmy, I either wanted a souvlaki with extra garlic sauce.
You hope the garlic killed whatever.
It's almost like you're adding fuel to the fire that it might actually push the whole thing out. Like it's sort of, so think about how water works. Water attaches to water. Phlegm, I guess, attaches to phlegm. You get a big enough thing. Because I was never, as a kid, mum would always say, spit it out. Spit out. Like, don't swat like you're going to make yourself sick with the phlegm.
Yeah.
And if you think my impersonation's off, I showed you a
It's
video.
spot on.
I showed you a video from when I was a kid where mum was saying that my hair was dirty.
Yeah.
The exact same voice. But it was either that, so I'd either have a souvlaki with extra garlic sauce or a flake shake from Wendy's.
Dude, you
So
were
much
you were
dairy.
healthy, dude.
Yeah.
You were
Oh, yeah.
healthy.
But there's something funny about, because I guess when you're sick, like when you're younger, so maybe under 13, couldn't really be left at home alone. So, and mum was
How old?
under 12.
Still, like grade 6 is pretty young to be.
Yeah. So like you would go with your parents wherever they were going. So
you sit in the car or go to the fruit shop.
yeah. So I remember because mum would go to Endeavour Hill shops every day. Like she was a daily shopper type of thing.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
never were a family of, a big Sunday shop. Mum would get just what she needed. And I just remember doing the sort of like being sick and you would just go around the shop. Like that's
Dude,
what
I remember, so many trips with mum.
Caramello Koala. Do they still do the two connected?
That's old school.
Fucking loved it. Yeah, so I would get a Caramello Koala.
God, all your memories are anchored in chocolate.
Yeah, or food in general. I just remember.
What does Bounty remind you of? What moment in your life?
Yesterday.
Oh yeah, we had like an Atkins bar that was like coconutty. Yeah,
totally.
Yeah.
God, that's an adult version of the
Yeah.
Bounty. What about like Kit Kat? What does that remind you of?
Kit Kat family. Kit Kat reminds me of driving from the city to Berwick, and because I was working in Port Melbourne, and I would drive from Port Melbourne to the city and pick Brie up. And when I picked Brie up, she worked next to a Food Works, and she would get me a block of family Kit Kat, and I'd eat the whole thing on the way home.
Enabler.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
What about peanut M&Ms?
Peanut M&Ms, the US reminds me of. Or
No, not peanut butter M&Ms.
Oh, okay.
Just
Yeah,
peanut M&Ms.
I'd say the Melbourne Cup or any sort of family event.
Okay.
Go on.
Yeah. Maltesers.
Movies.
It makes you go to the movie. Yeah.
Yeah. Or just
What about like a peppermint crisp?
reminds me of Mum's chocolate ripple cake.
Yum.
Crumpled over the top.
Yeah.
What about, did you ever have a polly waffle?
Yeah, that would remind me of my mum's nostalgia. I feel like
Yeah,
mum would
mum
be like, the polly waffle, these were...
That's exactly my mum too.
Barney bananas. I remember mum, this must have been when Facebook was just like, I'm sure mum joined a group, don't stop making the Barney banana. Or, they change the flavour of the Barney banana.
Yeah.
Banani.
Banani would have been a good name. Banani.
Banani. Yeah, what other things? This is fun. Two of my favourite things, food and nostalgia.
Toblerone.
Toblerone reminds me of Father's Day because Dad would get it every year.
See, Toblerone reminds me of the airport.
Yes, that too.
Christmas.
Because
It was.
I always get it.
How has Toblerone become the Christmas chocolate?
I think just good branding.
It's also kind of like it's Swiss, so you've got the trees that look like Christmas trees.
I didn't
True.
realise
The triangle pieces that if you put on top of each other, it just
I
looks
think
like
it's more
a
a
weird
gifting
Christmas
thing.
tree.
Yeah.
It
Potentially.
definitely is. It's like
Oh, how good's Toblerone?
I do love it. Gets in your teeth, but that's okay.
Mouth's watering.
Two
From
more.
chocolate talk.
I want to go something bespoke.
Summer roll.
What's that?
A summer roll.
Oh, the nougat log and summer roll.
Because it's sticking in your teeth.
Summer roll nougat log.
Yeah, didn't have huge amounts of them. Definitely.
Too healthy?
Probably had a year of getting them a bit. What about flakes?
Flakes. Yeah. No
memory?
Nothing for me.
Cocktail frankfurts?
Oh, yeah. Like a canteen. Footy.
Oh, really? Hot dogs?
Footy, yeah. Footy's coming to me. Anyway.
What about M&Ms, just quickly?
Just the plain ones.
Just the plain M&Ms?
Didn't think about them too much. I don't like.
Surely it's me.
Oh, because of the amount of
in general.
Not throwing. Yeah, you do eat a lot of M&Ms. She has a bowl at her desk. She just polishes off each day. No, here's one. Skittles. You got to have a memory of Skittles. Mine is
my brother.
My brother James loves Skittles as well. And he would, when we'd go to Cold Rock, he would get Skittles plus sorbet. What an animal.
That's sweet.
Yeah, it's so sweet.
Oh.
But I would, like, say if it was playtime, you'd tear off like a family, sorry, not family, it's just a fun size one. You just put them all in your mouth at once and sort of chew it into a bowl.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, my brother used to love Skittles. They
are good.
It's
the biggest blow up I've ever had with my brother James was we were in San Francisco watching the on a projector watching what's that big game where there's the TVCs? Super Bowl. Super Bowl was on. And we got M&Ms and Skittles. And he put both of them in the same bowl.
Monster.
And so it's like I'm having to go one by one, picking them out. Anyway, hi at thedailytalkshow.com if you want to send us an email. Anything else, Tej? You all good?
All good.
All right.
That's it.
Fetch box arrived, so that's exciting.
Jess, you're all good? Producer Jess behind the desk?
Yep.
You're all happy?
If you guys sign off, I'll cancel the... I'll save it down.
Just cancel. Don't cancel.
Don't cancel the recording.
I won't touch anything.
Thanks, everyone. Enjoy your day. See you tomorrow.
Thanks. Bye.